trained. We're learning. It took us a few, decades longer than the left, but we're figuring it out, that you guys just do what you're told. You're not here for us. You're not here to defend and protect us.
Yeah, what if Sheriff Atkins said, oh, there's a little girl, she went in the hospital, has to be arrested now, she doesn't have a mask, didn't bow down.
Stupid. Satin was wearing a mask last night. She was with her mother till 4 in the morning. She was with her mother till 4 in the morning. She left, I'll be back to see you tomorrow, Mom. Comes back today and they say, oh, I'm sorry, she won't test for COVID. She's on quarantine now. Would that not make you guys elevate things to this level? If you left your mom, bye Mom, I'll see you in a couple hours. They said fluids for 24 hours and you can go home. She comes back and they go, oh, sorry, she wouldn't take a COVID test, so she's quarantined. Excuse me, why is she being quarantined? She has no symptoms of any illness. We're supposed to just go home and just trust her care to a bunch of strangers? She has a brain tumor.
Your wife or your kids when you go home, you're going to say, I kept
this
bad
is
guys
disgusting, you guys.
This
guy is
sure
psychotic.
Okay.
This guy looks like he wants to kill somebody. He might be who killed Kevin Peterson for all we know. Look at this crap. Look at this crap. This is freaking psychotic, you guys. Look what's going on, America. As you beg for more police and more military, look at this. Look, you guys, I called them tonight for help and they wouldn't come. They wouldn't come. They said no. The sergeant said we're not going to respond to any calls for help regarding that woman. But then look what happens when the hospital calls. They come in full force. Why? Because that's who they're protecting, the money. They don't care about the civilians' taxes. They care about all their government funding. That's all. Diamond Creek, Vancouver, Washington. We need more people here. Satin needs to get in to see her mom. Satin needs to get in to see her mom. She's her medical power of attorney. She lives with her. She is fucking UT. And now she doesn't have a negative COVID test. She's on. We're not going to respond to any negative. Did you guys hear her say, okay, it's back on. I need Gail to say again she wants to go home. Hang on.
They should discharge you because as your caregiver, right, and as your power of attorney, I'm your voice, remember? So I'm just reminding you because
They're confusing her. But hold on, Gail, do you want to come home?
Yes.
You do. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Let's take the
Okay.
phone over to the police.
let me take
Over
you
here?
over here.
The police officer that you were talking to before, I think, is over here. Oh, you guys, there's like 50 cops over here, but stay there. But like,
There, but yeah, know what's happening.
Trina, they were getting right here on. No, I'm not kidding you. The whole side is nothing but cops. Because of 20 mothers, yeah, because of 20 freaking in Washington. Clark County Sheriff's Department, start calling them off the hook, you guys. Start calling their phones off the hook. Telling them.
So, did you say you wanted to come home?
Okay, you have a patient wanting to come home that they will not release who has a UTI. Can somebody go get her, please?
I'm downstairs.
This is crazy.
So, are you ready to come home? You want to be discharged now?
Where is the officer we were talking with earlier?
Someone that we can speak to that can release her, please?
Well, if they decided, they could just go bring her out right now.
They absolutely could. A patient is trying to leave who's in here for fluids and a UTI. Where is the officer that we were working with, that you were talking with earlier?
He's in the building.
Well, one of them can radio to him and let him know, because he,
Ogden.
Officer Ogden. Ogden, can you call the sheriff, Officer Ogden? He had talked.
Or whatever his name is.
Og something, OD.
You guys not know?
Can you guys radio? And you guys, he's Clark County Sheriff or Clark County Deputy. We have a patient wanting to be released, you guys.
To be released.
This is such a big medical lawsuit. It's insane.
It is. It is.
And every single officer here is going to be included in it if she doesn't get released tonight.
I'm trying to get them to release you, and they're not. They're not listening. They're not doing it, Mom.
This is.
Yeah.
But we're not going to give up, Gail. We won't give up. We'll stay out here till you get released. This is crazy.
Go home and get the tents.
I don't know.
It's a nice cover.
I can't believe this. You guys, this is, so they're saying because she doesn't have a negative COVID test, her power of attorney can't go in and see her. And now they won't release her, even though she's only here for fluids because she had a stupid UTI, her first UTI in her life. But do you think any of these officers care? No, no, let's just keep fattening their pockets. Let's make sure, you guys, that they have more equipment under Trump, right? We all push for that, right? Better equipment was what we said. We want them all heavily equipped to protect us, is what we said. You all are teaching us how freaking stupid we were, is what you're teaching us right now. Like, we were so stupid. Look at that fancy non-lethal gun that he's got. Look at all this gear. Aren't we so glad in Clark County that we said, no, we want all of our officers heavily armed. Look at the vehicles. This is what we did, guys. Medical tyranny is happening right now.
Why is there no representation for us? Why is it only the hospital?
We called you guys. Repeatedly called. And you know what I was told by the sergeant? That they said, we've told dispatch not to send anybody. We're not getting involved. We said, a patient wants to go home. We need a deputy to come. We called you guys. And then you know when you responded? When the hospital called because we wouldn't leave. That's when you guys showed up. What about a patient who wants to leave? Does that not matter to you? You don't care. You're just doing your job. You're just doing your job, right? Like all the troops, you guys, who showed up to Washington State to block us from entering the special session. They're all just doing their stupid jobs. This is why we need to defund the police, you guys. Look at all this extra budget. Look at this budget we have, you guys. This is why we need to defund the police. This is why we need to defund the sheriff's department. Like, seriously, look what they're doing. Look at all this money we're spending. Oh, honey, you're so dressed for the wrong protest, but it's cute. Look, you guys, they think they're at a different type of protest, so they have helmets on. Isn't that cute? Oh, this is freaking insane, you guys. Look at all this money. Budget cut. Budget cut. Vote to heavily arm the police to protect us and the military. Lesson learned. Don't vote for more money, guys. This is what it gets used for extra gear. Because if you try to leave the hospital and you won't take a COVID test, this is what your money will get you. It'll get you maced in the face. And a bunch of. Do we have Vicky Kraft? Where's Adkins? Why isn't Sheriff Adkins here?
That's Sheriff Atkins.
Where's Vicky Kraft? Where's all our legislators?
Next Sheriff.
Yeah, run, because that's what happens. As soon as you run, you become a part of the swamp, so don't even waste your time.
Pass that flyer saying exactly all the time.
This is disgusting.
Did you see the line of cars?
Yeah, this is why we need budget cuts. You guys are proving this point. I have 721 live viewers right now, all agreeing that Clark County needs budget cuts. If you stand at a door and you demand to have your mother released from the hospital because she wants to come home, This is what happens.
What crime is there
And this
to
young
get
punk,
this
oh my
legal
gosh,
issue?
this
Where's
guy
there been
needs
a
to be
crime?
stripped of his
The
badge.
only crime is what's happening inside of the hospital,
This
where
is
they're holding her
disgusting.
hostage against her will.
This is
Against
disgusting.
her will.
Yeah, where's Sheriff Adkins? Where's all our buddies? Where's Alex Schoening? Where's all of our friends that are cops? None of them come through, right? They get to hide behind their masks, take off their name tags. This is disgusting. We're not leaving without Gail, you guys. We'll be out here, and we're gonna be her voice. Be a hostage. She doesn't have to take a stupid COVID test in order to be released. She wants to go, and we're gonna be her voice. Be a hostage. She doesn't have to take a stupid COVID test in order to be released. Is there any way you can release the patient?
They're working something out so that they can get us together.
Okay.
And to get
You're gonna get her out of there. You're gonna get her clothes on and
just said that she wants to come home.
okay.
Okay, so I'll if we can just kind of back up for a minute, let you guys.
She's on the phone. She's okay, we'll stand to the side. We don't need to leave the We are standing back. Why don't they take you in there and let you go and do what you need to do to get with your mom and get her ready to go?
So, Mom, hold on a second, okay?
She's got to be so
I
confused.
miss you, and I really want to be with you, Mom, and I really want you to come home. And
Her mom's getting confused. She has a brain tumor. She came in last night for a UTI, and Satin was with her till
I'm not going to work tomorrow. I'm home with you. Yeah.
Satin's mom has a brain tumor, was admitted here last night because she has a UTI.
No.
Oh my gosh, you guys, they have a whole thing of handcuffs out. Are you freaking kidding me? That dude right there has 6 freaking zip tie handcuffs in his hands.
Does anybody have a charger? This is how confused she is. So she's really not able to make decisions on her own. You know?
Stand.
Just so that there's an understanding.
You just open the door and talk to us.
I know. Good land of living. What are we gonna do? We're not armed up like you are.
God says fear not. They should have fear of us. We're all armed up. They're gonna call from this Mom.
This is, you know,
Okay.
you guys need to educate yourselves.
This is so stupid.
Playing this game.
Isn't this insane? It's all a show of force. This is America now, you guys. It's just all about force. So this woman,
There's power in that.
yes, so so Satin's mom was admitted last night with a UTI. She has a brain tumor, so she's always disoriented. Satin came back today after being with her most of the night here. Satin came back today and they said because her mom would not take a COVID test, she had to be quarantined for 24 hours. Then one nurse told her that they did COVID test her and the results won't be back for 24 hours, so she can't see her mom. So she didn't know what the heck was going on. Her mom wants to be discharged. She was admitted for a UTI and fluids. She's been on fluids for over 24 hours. She's ready to come home. Her primary care doctor has been on the phone with Satin saying that there's no reason for her to be here anymore. Her prescriptions have all been filled out of the hospital. She does not need to be in here just to sleep in the hospital. And instead of them releasing her, they sent, I'm not kidding you guys, the whole freaking Clark County Sheriff's Department here. Instead of just releasing her like she wanted, They locked down the hospital. They've emptied the emergency room.
Anybody with kids, please make sure that you talk to your kids about tricky people. These are tricky people.
These are tricky people.
These are tricky people.
They look like the heroes. This is not for safety at all. No, they protect the establishment. They protect the medical establishment is all they're doing right now.
Serve and protect. Serve and protect. Serve and protect.
They're supposed to serve and protect. All that gear and all these non-lethal force guns that they're holding, we equipped them with those, you guys. We equipped them with those. Do you see that? We paid for those. And now they're being used against us because a woman wants to be released from the hospital. This is freaking insane. This is insane. Thank you guys. Thank you everybody for showing up. Do you want to stand in there? It's a lot warmer. They've put the mace away for now. I think we took the brunt of it. Okay. Well, the patient has been on the phone with her mom saying out loud, I want to go home, and they will not let her go home. And her doctor called her UTI prescription in already, her primary care, and said she needs to be released. Why? She doesn't need to stay again at the hospital.
Put that out.
Oh, good. Okay, good. I can't see it right now, but. So we should go back down here and make sure Patrick's okay. Are they still? It's freaking nuts. There's no reason for her to be here anymore. Why? She doesn't need to stay again at the hospital.
Put that out.
Oh, good. Okay, good. I can't see it right now, but. So we should go back down here and make sure Patrick's okay. Are they still? It's freaking nuts. Let me see if it all. They're scrambling with my. Can you guys not scramble our signals, please? Doggone it. Okay, back on. They're obviously sending out all their.
Yeah, what if 20 armed men showed up and threw me down? What would you do? Shoot them all? No second thought.
Is Sheriff Adkins not coming? Is he here? Is he here? Can anybody answer that? Is your supervisor here? Is your sheriff here? What do you it's okay to talk to us. We pay your salary. It's okay to answer. Is Sheriff Adkins here? I'm asking you a question that I need answered. Is Sheriff Adkins here? I'm not going to go call 911 or 311 to ask the question. You can't answer that though?
It's confidential information. You have to be part of the mass club.
This is freaking nuts, you guys.
Yeah, how is this problem solved?
Gail's on the phone right now over and over saying, I want to go home. I don't want to stay here. And her doctor called in her UTI prescription to the store, and her doctor said she doesn't need to be there. Why are they not releasing her?
Why doesn't her doctor come and grab her?
Because they told him because he doesn't have any jurisdiction at the hospital. So they won't release her. And they're saying nobody can go in to see her because she hasn't passed a negative COVID test. Satin was with her till 4 a.m. and nobody talked about a COVID test. This is freaking nuts.
Once Satin goes home, secret police will document.
You guys think we're ever gonna trust you guys again? You guys think we're ever gonna trust you guys again? When you guys come around now, and I grew up with law enforcement in my family, I grab my kids closer and I tell them, you guys stand back. Stand back, because we don't know what they're gonna do. They might think we moved funny and they might shoot. So just stand back, stay away from them, don't look at them, don't talk to them, keep your hands in clear sight. They will kill you. This is how we are now advising our children.
If we don't fight these people, they'll be fucking coming after our children for 500 years, guaranteed. Yeah, fucking got a fancy helmet there.
I know. I told her she was dressed up for the wrong party.
Yeah, go and have a conversation how you're gonna go in there and get that patient out.
Is there any way somebody could tell us if Sheriff Adkins has been called or if he'll come? We would. Could he know that he's being requested? No, nobody can answer. We have no representation here. This is great. It's awesome. Oh, what do we got? Some City of Vancouver too here. So they called in City of Vancouver police. One's like fully masked up.
What they're thinking is we don't care.
Holy
We don't care what you're
crap.
saying. We're just here to
This is
mace
freaking,
you if
that
you
dude
get
right
out
there in the
line.
middle has got mental problems right there. Be careful of him, you guys. He looks like he wants to shoot somebody. He's
You walk within
arrogant.
4 feet of him, he puts his hand on his gun.
Yep, he's really trigger happy. I wouldn't be surprised if he is who shot Kevin Peterson Jr. Wouldn't shock me, but who knows?
Did you guys feel better if we were all armed too?
No, we couldn't be armed. They would be in fear for their safety if we were armed. Only we can be in fear for our safety.
$10 from the public, so this is public property, so we can open carry.
No, what do you think this is, America? This is China. You can't open carry because they get nervous if people are equally armed. So we have to be enslaved and maced in the face, and we just stand here and stare at them. God bless America. Only the law-abiding citizens get maced in the face and can't do anything about it, right? Yeah, then you get charged with assault.
Even though it's illegal, it's a
And then we get charged with assault.
any kind of pepper spray or berry spray.
It's insane. So we got, looks like we got City of Vancouver here now as well as Clark County. Whole facility is surrounded in cops. We have a patient on the phone. Patient on the phone saying, I want to go home. She was admitted last night for a UTI, and because she does not have a negative COVID test, they will not release her.
How the heck are we
And the
criminals?
daughter is a power of attorney, and
How does
instead
this
of
make sense to you
releasing her, they called in
I don't understand.
this.
What goes through your head?
This is freaking nuts.
You
Like,
must
look at
know
this,
about
you
your
guys.
public school.
Look at this.
Hired by the government.
Oh, more mace. Look, he's got more mace in his hands. Man, I'd say I should have brought my mace, but it doesn't matter because we can't protect ourselves against them. They can do whatever they want to us, and we can't do anything, or they lock us up in jails. So again, entire hospital surrounded by cops, and this is why we need budget cuts. Budget cuts. It goes all the way down around the corner, guys. Because a patient wants to be released. A patient wants to be released. That's it. A patient wants to be released. Do you guys know why you're here? Like, did you hear the story? So, yeah, because I'm going to push through 25 cops. So, a 74-year-old woman got admitted last night with her and her daughter because she had a UTI. Okay? So, she was a little dizzy. She gets admitted. They say, should she spend the night so she can get fluids? The daughter's the power of attorney because the mom has a brain tumor. The daughter's like, yeah, let's get her fluids and keep her here overnight. So the daughter stays with her till 4 a.m, no problems, leaves, drops her daughter off today at my house and says, I'm gonna go back and be with mom. Comes to be with mom and they say, oh, she doesn't have a negative COVID test. You can't come in, she's quarantined. The daughter's like, what are you talking about? She's quarantined. She's here for a UTI. And last night in writing, they said they weren't going to test her and that it was fine. She's not here on any flu-like symptoms. So the mom is on the phone with the daughter right now saying, I want to go home. And the primary care doctor has called in the rest of the UTI prescription to the store. The primary care doctor from the clinic has said, why is she spending another night in the hospital? This is ridiculous. She doesn't need to test for COVID. It's a UTI. And instead of them releasing her, because she won't test, all of you guys got called. Does that make any sense? I mean, isn't it like a patient got brought here on her own will and wants to leave, and she's being told she can't leave? Okay, guys, so again, we have no representation, and when we speak to them, they don't even respond. We can't get Sheriff Adkins here. We're completely surrounded by cops. We have a patient, 74, and her primary care, her primary care and her, I've said it so many times, you guys, I can't even remember anymore. They're like nervous too, you guys, so you have to be careful. So this is what I'm teaching my kids. This isn't like the old day where Sheriff Songer was here and cops were like protecting and serving. They're really trigger happy. And so if you move the wrong way, they're analyzing you, they're looking at you, they're trying to figure out if you're armed. And meanwhile, they're like armed to the hilt, fully safe, fully protected, and we're the ones who are making them nervous. Like, this is crazy. Like, don't you think the public's a little nervous right now? Wow, 1,000 viewers. Thanks, guys, for hopping on. And thank you, guys. I'm glad I know more people are coming down here, but we really need to know that Gail can get with her power of attorney. Her medical power of attorney is all we want. They actually sent, I'll flip this around. They actually sent one of the officers up to talk to Gail and ask her questions without her medical power of attorney. And Gail is a brain tumor, so she's all confused, saying she doesn't know why she's here and she wants to go home. And the officer will not take the daughter up there to be with her mom because she hasn't had a negative COVID test. Okay, why can the sheriff go up there and he isn't going to drop dead from the possibilities of COVID, but the power of attorney can't be there? And why is the sheriff talking to her anyway without her representation present? Why is a 74-year-old woman alone in a hospital room when her doctor's on the phone saying she needs to be released, her power of attorney wants her released, she's saying she wants to be released, and instead of them releasing her, they literally call in the entire Clark County Sheriff's Department. This is crazy. There's even one person here with a helmet. I told her she was showing up to the wrong party. They've all got their mace and their helmets. So earlier we got maced because the daughter, when another patient went in, the daughter tried to go in. The daughter, alone, to a swarm of cops, she's trying to throw herself in the middle of them to say, I want to see my mom, I'm power of attorney. And they grab her by the throat, it was all being videoed, throw her out, and then mace us in the face. Like, this is crazy. This is why we need to do budget cuts, guys. It's not working for us, okay? It's not working to build these guys up with all this gear and these budgets. We were told it was to keep us safe, but we were wrong. And now, sucks to be us, because try reducing the size of your police force once you've done this. It's not gonna work easily. So we need everybody voting, reducing budgets, reducing any of their militarized equipment that we were trying to get them, before, because that sounded like the right thing to do because we all want to be safe. Yeah, we need to switch up the game. I think the left learned something a few decades before the right. I think we all got played, you guys, is what I think. Because we called these guys, that's the other thing. So we call 311 and we ask for a deputy to come and be present as like a civil standby while the daughter is trying to fill out discharge papers. And the dispatch tells me the sergeant said we're not responding to your call. And I'm like, well, we're just asking for one deputy to come and be present. Why? How can you not respond to that call? A patient's being held against her will. And they said, no, I'm sorry, the sergeant said we can't respond. It's like an hour goes by, we're all standing out front, and I call again, and I said, you guys, we really want somebody to be here. We would feel better. Listen to how stupid we are, you guys. This was a couple hours ago. We would feel better if there was a deputy here because we don't feel like we're getting any representation right now. And they said, oh, we are actually on our way because the hospital called. So they responded for the hospital and not for the taxpayers. Like, you guys, I mean, come on. We're all feeling pretty stupid right now. I gotta admit, like, we got played. We got played hard. Back the blue. They're here to protect and serve. We got played. You can admit it. We got heavily played. Look, they're everywhere, you guys. Because a patient wants to get discharged. Look, they don't like that I'm moving around, so they're getting nervous and having to move. Oh my gosh, you guys. You guys have mental problems. Major watch, uh-oh. I was gonna walk up and I thought they're gonna get nervous and shoot, so I'm gonna not go. I stopped because of that very thing. I said, oh, I'm not walking up behind four.
I'm just asking.
I am gonna go around that way. I started to walk up this way and then I stopped to narrate for a minute and say, you guys don't ever walk up behind four cops because you'll probably get shot. So, and you wouldn't? Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'll move over there. This is insane, you guys. Like, check this out. Like, look at the intensity. Like, camera, oh my gosh, this mom of 4 kids raises goats, just got my garden in today, and look, Look what we're standing up against right now to get Gail released from the hospital. Like, seriously, you guys, this is, I mean, we saw it at the Capitol a couple weeks ago, but we were like, well, that was crazy Inslee, that, you know. And now look, now here it is. Like, nervous cops, no representation with anything, but if you walk anywhere near them, they're like way nervous. It's really sad. Don't you guys think it'd be easier just to get Gail released? You have a patient in there saying, I want to go home, who has a UTI, and they won't release her. Her doctor's on the phone saying he wants her released, and they won't release her because she hasn't taken a COVID test. She got admitted for a UTI. Why does she have to take a COVID test? Oh, the laws. See, they want to talk about law and order when they think it suits them, but a patient is here saying, I want to go home. Where's the law saying if a patient says, get me out of here, I'm standing up and walking out right now, and we call you guys for help, and oh, the laws. See, they want to talk about law and order when they think it suits them, but a patient is here saying, I want to go home. Where's the law saying if a patient says, get me out of here, I'm standing up and walking out right now, and we call you guys for help, and you come here to protect the hospital? What an amazing display of force the world is seeing right now. Like, nervousness, like, and they all protect each other, right? Like, oh, then we get assault charges. That's what happens if the people try to protect their people when their people are getting attacked. But with them, it's completely acceptable. Sorry, I don't care if there's trolls on there, you guys. I'm just, yeah. Watch. Oh, yep, I was gonna say watch, he's gonna move towards me, and he is. Oh my gosh. This is nuts. 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 I don't know how many more ways I could say this. We're surrounded by Clark County Sheriff's Department, and they've called in City of Vancouver Police as far as the eye can see because a patient wants to be released, and they will not release a patient because she has not taken a COVID test and she was admitted for a freaking TI. You guys, if you guys are at home right now watching this, could you guys hop on and start sharing the phone number here to the hospital? Legacy Salmon Creek in Vancouver, Washington. These phones need to be ringing off the hook to release Gail Meyer. Gail Meyer is 74 years old and wants to go home. And she was admitted for UTI because she hasn't taken a COVID test. They will not let her go home. Her daughter is here, who is power of attorney. Her doctor has been on the phone saying she needs to be released, and they will not release her. And they've called every cop in the area. So if you guys could call Legacy Salmon Creek, any phone number that you guys can find, and then also call dispatch or whoever you need to with Clark County Sheriff's Department, because Sheriff Adkins really needs to be here dealing with his gang of criminals that are here keeping Gail in the hospital, and they're also keeping her power of attorney. Oh, Matt just got here from Klickitat. We got more people coming in from Klickitat, from other counties. So if you could also call Clark County Sheriff's Department and ask to speak to Sheriff Adkins. Sheriff Adkins should be here dealing with his cronies, his little gang of criminals. And Sheriff Adkins should be making sure that she's also the licensed caregiver who brought her here, who called them yesterday saying, my mom is seeming weak and I think she might need some fluids and some tests. And that's when they discovered she had a UTI. So Clark County Sheriff's Department, hey, they're releasing her?
Yep. But we have to stay
here. Amen.
Where's your wife? She's on her way. They listen. They follow the law. They have to follow the law. This is her.
So this is my understanding, you guys, is that they're going to release her. So all it took was us being grabbed by the throat and maced.
I'll request that everybody wait outside.
So they're negotiating on the phone there.
Yep, mom's coming, so everybody outside.
They're releasing her, Satin?
Yeah, they're releasing.
Oh my god. Okay.
All right, you guys. They've agreed to let Gail go. The people have the power. When we unite, we have the power. Thank you guys, everybody who's come here.
No.
They're gonna bring you down.
Are you sure? Okay, they're gonna. Oh, are you guys sure? I hope so. We trust the Lord. That's right.
Why don't they just let her?
This is crazy, you guys. We got 1,010 live viewers.
You should stay in there.
They were getting all packed out over there in their freaking riot gear. Helmets and pulling all their non-lethal force, long guns out. Like, no, your husband's not. He's over here.
Mostly women and children.
This is your America, guys. If you guys don't push back, this is what. All right, let's not block that, you guys. Let's scoot left or right. Hey, left or right, away from the doors. Bullies with badges. That's exactly right. That's what they are, is bullies with badges. Bullies with badges. Oh, my hands are numb. Bullies with badges. Legacy stand one to Salmon Creek. You should stay with your dad, Justin.
They'll probably blink wrong and they'll arrest you.
He'll blink wrong and they'll arrest him. That was crazy. Oh, I'm shaking.
Well, they should be releasing
So our understanding is they're supposedly bringing Gail down to release her. Look at them, psychos. The sheriffs are all freaking out. What's your name? Who are you? Who are you? Oh, the helmet and riot crew came inside. That's funny. She must have been getting cold outside.
No, there should not be any more.
More people showing up.
There should not be any more people.
Well, there were a few more call to actions put out.
What are they worried about if they just release her?
No, if they release her,
Releasing her, so
that's fine. Once they release her, we go. Once they release her, we go, because there's more people coming. They need to do it fast, because more people are coming.
we are, and that's why everybody's out.
Is that the cop you're talking to? Tell him next time to do it a little sooner.
I thank you. I appreciate your help.
So she's talking to the officer that's in there. Well, stand back, but we're not leaving Sat until she walks out of here. We love you, Satin. We love Gail. Now they can't get the door back open. Look. Bunch of cowards. Cops are just cowards nowadays. That's why they have to wear all that stuff. We just stand out here with our phones. They mace us in the face and grab us in the throat. So we're here at Legacy, guys. Our understanding is that they are going to release the patient. There was a 74-year-old patient they wouldn't release because she wouldn't take a COVID test. And they were going to quarantine her, even though she was only supposed to be here for a night because of a UTI. And then they blocked her caregiver, which is her daughter right there. They blocked her caregiver from coming to be with her. She has a brain tumor and can't be left alone. And I talked to Gail I'll turn this around. I talked to Gail at 4 o'clock in the morning last night, and Gail told me that she did not want to take a COVID test, and that they told her she just needed fluids, and so she was willing to stay, but she said over and over that she did not want to have to take a COVID test, and that she just wanted to stay long enough to get some fluid. It's kind of cold. and then go home. And so today when we learned they were quarantining her, one nurse said that they tested her and we couldn't see her until the test results came back in 24 hours. And then another nurse said, no, you can't see her because she won't take the test. So in the end, we didn't really know what. They're getting ready to release her. So again to everybody watching, like, this is what you did. So we all remember now to vote to reduce the budget of Clark County Sheriff's Department. That's what we're gonna vote for, is the reduction of budget. Definitely a big old cut.
Sheriff is an incompetent.
And Sheriff Adkins didn't show up like he could have and talked to the people and dealt with this. We had no representation here, you guys. Everybody we have that is staring us down is heavily armed. That was our representation. Is this really the country you guys want to leave for your kids? When people can get locked, when people can get held against their will in a hospital, and this level of force comes, you guys should be looking at this saying, holy crap, this could be my kids next. This could be my daughter who's pregnant, who might want to go home early. What am I doing? What am I participating in? Every one of you should have come when we called you the first time hours ago. And some of you should have been standing with us, not standing in this line and guarding the door, but with us. There was no problems until Satin tried to walk in and one of you guys grabbed her by the neck and threw her out. That was the first show of force, was from you guys. You guys should have been standing in that room with us saying, we want to know why Gail isn't being released. We'd like to ask some questions. We're the police. We're supposed to keep people safe. And none of you guys did that. You all stood here for the establishment. And we won't forget that. So just remember, because we live in your backyard, we won't forget that. So I hope when you guys go to bed tonight, you feel ashamed of yourselves for what you did today.
What happens when your grandma?
Be looking at this saying, holy crap, yourself. You guys should have been standing in that room with us saying, we want to know why Gail isn't being released. We'd like to ask some questions. We're the police. We're supposed to keep people safe. And none of you guys did that. You all stood here for the establishment. And we won't forget that. So just remember, because we live in your backyard, we won't forget that. So I hope when you guys go to bed tonight, you feel ashamed of yourselves for what you did today.
What happens when your grandma?
And then another nurse. You guys should have been standing in that room with us saying, we want to know why Gail isn't being released. We'd like to ask some questions. We're the police. We're supposed to keep people safe. And none of you guys did that. You all stood here for the establishment. And we won't forget that. So just remember, because we live in your backyard, we won't forget that. So I hope when you guys go to bed tonight, you feel ashamed of yourselves for what you did today.
What happens when your grandma?
just a second. I'm gonna go live here. Hey guys, we are down here at Legacy Salmon Creek in Vancouver, Washington, where a patient is in just a second. I'm gonna go live here.